Good morning, beautiful people. Today we're going to talk about weight, why it's stuck, the three main reasons I think it gets stuck, and what you can do about it. So, I'm Dr. Natalie Gonzalez. I work at Synergy Health and Wellness. I'm a retired surgeon. I do integrative medicine, which means using the best of both alternative and conventional treatments to help you with your health concerns. And it also means that I do functional medicine. Integrative doesn't mean I do functional. I do functional medicine because I was trained in that also. And functional medicine is looking for the root cause, looking for the underlying reason that something has gone wrong in your body or gone haywire, and dealing with that reason, not necessarily putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms. So this morning I'm going to talk about weight and why it gets stuck and what we can do about it. And I'll tell you, I have a lot of experience with this, not only with my patients, but with myself. I would say a lifetime of it until the past year or so, when I did switch to a whole food, plant-based diet 100%. And I've always considered doing whole foods, plant-based, but never really gotten around to it till this past year. And it was a shock to me how easily my weight fell off after that. And now it's almost like I have the opposite problem because I'm working to maintain my weight all the time. So let's just talk about three main things here. I think there are three main reasons why you work really hard to lose weight, but you're not really getting there. You're eating less, you're working harder on your workouts, and your weight is just stuck. And I think fiber is one of those reasons. People don't realize when you eat a carbohydrate and it has no fiber in it, you absorb it very quickly, and your stomach never gets the sensation that it's full. The same is true of when you're doing fats. You can get a lot of fat volume in your stomach, and that's a lot of calories before you actually feel full. And feeling full is one of those things you want to be able to do if you're trying to lose weight. You don't want to be hungry all the time. So I think just thinking about your carbohydrates in terms of fiber. Fiber will give you a fullness because it kind of expands with the fluid in your stomach a little bit. It makes calories more slowly absorbed when you're including the carbohydrates, always with fiber in them. Same with the oils. If you can include your healthy oils with fiber, so I'm talking about nuts and seeds, I'm talking about grains, of course. Grains will carry both protein, all three, protein and carbohydrates, and some fats, particularly like corn, beans and legumes. If you have soy, it will, especially soybeans and edamame, will carry carbohydrates and fiber and healthy oils and fats and proteins. So you get a lot of things in legumes. You get a lot of things in something like corn. And then, of course, your nuts and seeds have all three also. So even fruits and vegetables have protein in them. In smaller amounts, you'll get 1 to 2 grams of protein in every serving of fruit or vegetable that you're taking in. And then you'll get carbohydrates in the form of fiber, and not a whole lot of oils in most fruits except for avocado, which is a fruit. So, and then the second reason I want you to think about is metabolism and muscle. If you have muscle on your body, you will burn more calories even at rest, even while you're sleeping or sitting down. So you don't want to lose muscle when you're trying to lose weight. The amount of muscle that you need in order to maintain a good muscle volume and even to build muscle is, if you're measuring in kilograms of weight, of ideal body weight for your size, height. So if you know what your ideal body weight is for your height, then multiply it. If you're using kilograms of body weight, multiply it by 0.8. If you're using pounds of ideal body weight, multiply that by 0.36. And you will get the number of grams of protein that you need that will be a healthy amount. That means if you go over that and you don't need it, then you're going to have inflammation associated with too much protein intake. If you are repairing, like with the surgery, or you're repairing as with an injury, then you might need a little bit more than that. So you might need 1 gram of protein per kilogram, or 0.42 grams of protein per pound if you are repairing or healing from a surgery. Now, if you, what we have actually found is that you can be even lower than that and still maintain the health of your current muscle, and still decrease inflammation, and often decrease certain disease processes that are fueled by protein. And you can do that by multiplying your weight in kilograms by 0.6 or in pounds by 0.27, and still be within the range of what your body needs to maintain a healthy muscle mass. So, but I want you to be understanding that when you develop your plate, that all of your fruits and vegetables, any kind of nuts or seeds, and any kind of beans, legumes, or grains all have protein in them. And I want you to understand it to the point that when you have a serving of each of those things, I want you to know how much protein is in them. And usually what you'll find is you go way over the amount that you've calculated that you need. So maintaining adequate protein so that you're not breaking down your muscle mass, because your muscle mass is what's going to help you build, it's what's going to help you burn protein at rest. And lastly, I want you to look at your serving sizes. And, you know, I know people that absolutely refuse to count calories, and they are the same people that usually don't want to pay any attention to serving sizes. And when you start measuring something, even if it's just for 2 days during the week and 1 day on the weekend, and you measure the actual serving size by weight of the food that you're taking in, you will get a much better idea of whether you are over fueling yourself. So going over your calorie needs without realizing it. And I think it's more a matter of denial on most people's parts. They will not take the time to pay attention to what they're taking in, and it's just much easier to just estimate it. And you would be surprised. I was surprised for myself how far off I was. And yes, it's getting a little bit time consuming and nitty picky, but this is one of the ways that people get hidden calories in when they don't want to. It's a matter of denial. They just don't want to know. So they don't measure and they don't realize what their serving sizes are. They don't realize what portion control means, and they're just not interested in it. So like hidden calories that are in added fats and oils, hidden calories that are in flour and sugars and, you know, honeys and things like that that are added in. I really think if you're working really hard, your weight is stuck, pay attention to fiber, pay attention to protein intake, and pay attention to hidden calories and portion control or serving sizes. So that's what I'm gonna just have you think about for stuck weight. And if this sounds familiar and you think there might be somebody else who could benefit by this, even if it's not somebody you know, if you like, then YouTube says, well, that must have been helpful, so we'll give it to more people like that. And if you share, of course, with somebody you know or somebody it could be a friend or a family member, that's really helpful for letting us know that this is useful information for you. And then let's just see if you can go out there and try this for a week or so, and let me know in the comments what kind of response you had. I think most of the people we deal with have all of these things going on when they're stuck, and it's very surprising to them when they can actually eat to fullness using fiber, using adequate protein, and using healthy oils and fats, and still lose weight. It's very surprising when they start to lose weight, when we start to focus on these things. So we will come back here and do more live sessions, 11 o'clock every day, until we really get a good rhythm for this. And I'll be editing this just slightly for some of those mistakes and put it out there so that you can watch it later or refer it to a friend or family member. And we'll see you in the next video.